Y'all know the vibes. Reasons to podcast. You heard?
Reasons to podcast, you know the vibes.
Reasons to podcast, you know the vibes.
We're good. You know, we're doing some shit from home. Everyone's sipping. We got our cups. What are you sipping, Adisa?
I got that captain's on deck. Get me?
Yeah.
I
know. What you got there?
I've got Sainsbury's. Oh wait, did you say Ada? Sorry. Beg your pardon.
No, she said Amma.
It was me. You know them gin and rhubarb things that you get from Sainsbury's?
No,
pre-made.
You lost me, babe.
It's like them. They're like just them cans of drink, man. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Pre-made. Yeah.
And ads, what you got?
Oh, just Ribena.
But cool. I was sipping on the rum. I got the rum and coke. I decided to go strong because, boy, I needed it today, man. It's been a very
Friday, baby.
You know,
if you really decided to go strong, you wouldn't have added coke.
Ooh. Sister Ribena drink.
Nigger.
I had to do what I had to do, man. But you know what? First of all, I got to say thank you lot for obviously taking time out. Although ain't nobody had shit to do. That's fact.
Yeah, nothing to do.
Because it's Friday.
Hold on. I don't like that assumption, you know, because some of us really have a quarantine, what's it called, schedule for the day. Do you know what I mean? I'm not out here just bummy. Like, I genuinely, you know, I have a time schedule of things. Thank you. That's the word. Thank you.
What's everyone been doing? Has everyone been productive or has everyone been bumming? Be honest.
Yeah, be honest.
No, I've been on point still, can't lie.
Like what?
Yeah.
So I do have a few quarantine questions for people. What have we been up to? Cool. We can start off with, actually, before we even start off what we've been up to, a light introduction. Of course, you've seen the faces of Adama before, you've seen Amma before, but I got my mans today. I got my man's Adisa here. You know, plug your thing as well while you're at it. Plug your thing. Make sure you.
Can I do that?
Yeah,
it's far too kind. Far too kind. It's 30 Birds, best to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? Carnival vlogger, obviously, you know, carnivals this year. But I've got some other stuff on my channel as well on YouTube. But yeah, man, I'm just here trying to just enjoy what we got of our life. We're alive. That's the main thing.
Yes, we love that. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on, can I ask a question?
Go on.
Is that confirmed then? No carnival this year?
Oh well, Leeds is cancelled, so and Notting Hill's on the same weekend, so.
Yeah, let's just leave that one in. Yeah, let's just leave that dream there.
Let's give it the next year. We're gonna talk carnival.
Yeah.
We're never gonna talk carnival.
Okay.
And also, I think Zoom's got a 40-minute timer, so if it just cuts after we're not even noticing the time, we might have to start again, but whatever. But of course, the first thing I want to know what everyone has been doing is how have you guys been managing, you know, during quarantine?
It's been pretty easy, I think. I think the only hard part for me has been like the grocery shopping and like food, the resources, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I don't think it's been that hard. If anything, it's been an opportunity for me to do every single thing that I've ever said that I didn't have time to do. And
that's big facts.
Been pretty creative. Been working out, motherfuckers, because a bitch would be getting fat if I didn't. So I've been working out. I've been doing this challenge that I found on YouTube. For me, I'm not gonna lie, like it's been calm, but obviously the whole idea of not being able to go outside has been doing my nutting. I won't lie.
Yeah,
but not bad.
It's just the fact that we're being told, I think, that we can't go out. That's what makes it 10 times worse. You know what I'm trying to say? But I'm not gonna lie, not every day has been a productive day. Like I've had a few bummy ones, a couple.
Absolutely.
But like I said to you, I've been trying to get on a schedule. Like me and Marco have been doing our little book club where we read together. Yeah, we've actually got a book club. Like it's not even a joke. Like,
we read different books. We'll say that.
But we read different books. We don't read the same book.
I'm reading. It's actually over here. Actually, I'm reading this. Oh, I ain't got time to. Power. I'm reading that.
My book is all the way over there. I'm a bit of a weirdo, but my book is basically about people that are in psychiatric units.
Plug the name. What,
Okay.
Oh shit, the silent patient. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm into all that fuck shit, you know. So yeah, man.
Like anything psychology related, or is that just an interest of yours?
Well, I studied childhood and youth studies, which is obviously within my course. We studied, you know, psychology, sociology, etc. So yeah, just the development of children and development of like young people, whatever, blah blah blah. So I've always touched on those topics. But yeah, I've just always been just into like mental people, serial killers, you know, the usual.
People like you still.
What about you?
Sorry?
What have you been up
They
to?
say watch out for people that are interested in serial killers.
Hey, I'm a good person. Don't worry about all that.
What have you been up to?
Me? Hey, my thing's lagging.
No, you're good, man. It's not yet.
I'm good.
Oh, your Wi-Fi.
I know, it was a mad pause. Everyone was just like, I was like, my team gone. Am I the first one out? No. Who's the black guy, bro? No. Yeah, no, I've just been getting up normal time, morning, eat my breakfast.
What's normal time?
What's morning?
Normal time, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't sleep properly. So it's like 6, half 5s, half 4s, half 5s, half 6s. Don't tell me I want to be up.
AM.
Yeah. yeah. Early.
Nigga said 5.
What time are you going to sleep?
Yeah.
10. I'm a 10 o'clock boy.
You're
my phone.
Even in the quarantine.
Even in this
time. Do not disturb.
Even in this tender time.
Boy, I'm proud of you. Big man.
No, that's really good though.
No, man, because you know what it is? When you stay up late, I just get hungry. You know what I'm saying? I eat,
that's
and
true.
It's not good to, you know what I mean? And what am I doing up late? And everyone just drops off like flies, so I might as well go to bed. Do not disturb, but yeah, just like you lot, like just working out. Obviously, I got videos to edit, that's keeping me busy. And reading as well. I've got a new book yesterday, so I'm like 100 pages in. So just trying to do that, really.
That's really good.
Yeah, and then exercise. You know what I'm saying?
All the time you're going to sleep, I'm sometimes just a few hours away from I've just gone to sleep. Like, I've been going to, my pattern has been messed up, and I'm
it's definitely fucked up my pattern. Same.
I'm trying to sleep at like 3, 4, 5. If hotspot is lit, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, Marco be staple, bro. My notification, your name stay in my notification.
Marco, stay in the house. Marco's in the house.
Marco's in the house.
Stay in the house. From every minute, Marco's in the house.
I'm that guy in a party where like I'm just trying to find the vibe everywhere. Is it at? Am I gonna
every room? Literally open the door. Nope, this ain't it. Nope, this ain't it.
My man's still up open on a normal night out. That's a good way to see it though.
Has anyone made any new discoveries though during this time?
Discoveries, plenty.
Nice question. Nah, not yet.
That people are mad. No, the discovery I've made is people are mad. Yeah, that's the one I've made.
Elaborate.
You knew that one already?
No, I knew. No, do you know what? I knew, but I only knew people were mad in certain circumstances, you know, when it comes to relationships, things like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I didn't know people are mad when it comes to their own health and their own well-being. Like, do you get what I'm trying to, like, what's wrong with people? So, no, I think it's also obviously because I came from China, whatever. So, like, the way they way before the virus outbreak, whatever, guys, I don't have the corona, whatever. So cool. I think it's because coming from a country that had it so patterned, like it was so regulated. I wasn't in China at the time in which, you know, everyone was on lockdown or whatever, but just communicate with my friends and obviously social media and stuff, like knowing how China had it so patterned and the way that people were just abiding by the law. Here, people just don't give a toss. No one gives a toss. There's too much human rights. Do you know what it is? We need to strip people of their human rights and just fuck it and just literally, because no one listens here. No one actually listens here. China, they said, stay in your yard. Everybody stayed in their yard. They had people there regulating to make sure people were literally only shopping twice a week, etc., etc. But here, even just now, I went to the shop. This guy's, it's all a conspiracy. They want to kill you, conspiracy. I said, okay, stay there with your, the thing is, yeah, if you believe it's a conspiracy, that's fine. Just stay to yourself, though, at the end of the day. This virus, yeah, is so contagious. Don't put us at risk. Just don't put us at risk. Stay to yourself. Don't come close to us. So that's the annoying thing.
To Asian countries, yeah, I feel like they, you know how here the first thing you'll tell someone if they tell you to do something is it's a free country, I can do what the hell I want to do. In Asia, I don't
Too much human rights. Too much rights.
Korea's locked down. North Korea is a place where like the leader of that country has told everyone this is the life that you're supposed to live, and everyone lives it like that. And I feel like that's kind of trickled down in other parts of Asia, like whereas the government or the leaders tell you to do something. If you don't do it, then I don't even know what the consequences for them are. But they have
as in you will die essentially. Like
you'll die. There's grave consequences for you. You tell a whole nation that they can only have one child, and they will actually abide by that. Try bringing that over here. We're too free. Like we know too much over here. We're just
even when
you what?
Trust me, and even when I was there, right? So I was teaching English. Sorry, there was a few times. So basically, China has this policy where if there's a national holiday, so like let's say for example a random national holiday on a Wednesday, right? Us teachers will have to make up the teaching day on a Saturday. And the first time it ever happened to me, I was thinking, bruh, I'm gonna walk. I got my movie ready. Let me not lie, guys. I had a movie on my USB, thinking no one's gonna turn up. If anyone's gonna turn up, it's gonna be like 2 kids. I'm gonna bang this movie for the 40 minutes, and I'm gonna go to my house and sleep. Why do I rock into the classroom? Literally all 42 of them, not missing one. Everybody's in the room.
Learn English today.
I said, what? Yeah. In England, you would have stay saying, "Now my fucking daughter's not going on a Saturday. She's got swimming classes." Do you know what I mean? Like they would not have a bar of it. Like they're just so disciplined. It's just a different world. Like I couldn't believe it. Like even on Sundays as well. I've worked Saturdays and Sundays, and every single time, every single child has been in. Like it's crazy.
But what? Yeah, you see France. Yeah, France has shut their thing down. So France ain't too different to England. That's why I don't understand. It's just our government just don't want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like France, Germany, all the other European neighboring countries, like EU and all that, they've shut everything. It's just us on some play thing. Like as you said, people in Shepherd's Bush barbecue, sunbathing. I'm like,
bro, when someone comes here, try telling the people of the United Kingdom that they can't go outside. Are you kidding me? We're talking as close as Sunday. I think it's 20 degrees or something.
It's great.
Try telling them you can't go outside.
Yeah. Great. English dons like you. What? Forrest can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna go on. I am.
Yeah, but them dons voted for him. That's the maddest thing. It's all come full circle in 3 months, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's the one thing that everyone's been missing the most from the current lockdown situation? What's the one thing you miss? Because the main things I miss. The number one, if I'm going to pick one thing that I 100% miss, like I could have had this lockdown if football was still happening, but football was number one.
Okay.
Not having football on television.
Fair. That's deep for you lot boys,
I've been wearing all my football kits. I got all my football kits. This is national
every day of the week, different kit.
Every day different kit.
Pretend like you're on the pitch, bro.
that I played in on a Sunday, I got every kit just lined up here. That's what I wear. Monday to Friday. Just football every single day. That's the one thing I'm definitely missing the most. But my friends, sorry, Adama, I love you. Sorry, Amma, I love you. Lisa, I love you, but my man, come on.
This nigga changed real quick. Quarantine be having you see niggas real colors.
Quarantine got him moving different.
Moving different, yo. But what's the one thing that everyone else is missing? Number one.
I think going out to eat, just being able to spend my money, bro. I miss that.
Your food.
No, it's true. Living lavish. I think that's literally. I'll have to agree with you, Amma. Like just going, because to be completely honest with you, like I'm not like a huge raver, clubber, whatever. I'm just the type to more go to a bar or a shisha bar or something.
Gathering, innit? Yeah.
Thank you. Like literally, I'm always at my girl's houses, just doing whatever, and do you know what I mean? That's what I miss. Just being with my friends. Yeah, man. Yeah. And my niece and nephew, actually, I really miss them.
It's got to be holidays, man. I had holidays booked.
Oh my God.
2 weeks ago. In 2 weeks. I was planning to travel once every month, so gone. You know what I'm saying? But nah.
All the places that got cancelled for you, where were they? Where was you gonna go?
I had Toulouse Carnival on the 27th of March, done. Barcelona in April, done. Then you got a couple in the balance in July. I got Rolling Loud, but it's not looking positive.
Yeah, Rolling Loud as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and I got Ruha as well in
want to talk about
Holland
right now. Let's just leave that.
Wow. Did you say Tunis Carnival?
Yeah, Toulouse in France.
Oh, Toulouse. I thought you said Tunis, as in the Arab country.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, no. Them man, you know what's crazy? They probably turn up still because them lot are thirsty for it, you know, because they don't get that a lot. So they'll be like, huh? What's this?
Yeah.
Just bare babes on the road and all that. Hella cheeks. So it's like, huh?
It'll probably be a mad thing.
It's what I'm saying.
Burning question, yeah. I'm curious to know, like, how's everyone coping sex-wise? Like, okay, maybe some people don't really.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Maybe some people just naturally don't even really get in that much, like weekly and that, yeah. But for those of us in the room that do, how is everybody coping?
All of a sudden, my connection is chatting shit. Look at that. Looky here. Damn, nigga. I hate it had to be me. I'll let y'all take the floor.
You know what the funny thing is, yeah? I have all my notes. I did not have that question in there, but I will answer though, because you know what? For me, especially, because I'm a single Pringle right now, like I've had to adapt my emotions to be, you know, independent and not dependent on others' needs, etc. So you know, the sites have been, getting hit up, but. Actually, no, I won't disclose that. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to...
Not disclose. This is the open floor. I lie. We only appreciate honesty. So go on, open the
lay
floor.
it all out on the table, V. Like,
all out on the table.
The one thing that I've clocked about this life is, yeah, people want to tiptoe about things that we all do. And it's like, why do we even do that?
No,
like,
it's not a matter of tiptoe. I've smashed this week. Well, yeah.
In a quarantine. Wait, hold on. Are you in quarantine with your bae?
I ain't.
So how did you smash this week?
She came over.
Hey, too many questions.
You are the problem. He is the problem, guys. Everything I was saying, he's the problem. He's one of them.
Hey, Boris was shaking hands with Dons in the hospital. He's not the problem.
Yeah, but the person drove.
It's true.
The person
That's
drove.
Very true.
So, you know.
Yeah, see, safety.
They came out of the isolated spot. You know, they're an independent person. They got into their whip. Drove, got to my hand, sanitizer before they even got to touch me, you know. Off the hand, saying happy birthday 20 seconds, and then you know it is something else, but not for 20 seconds. You can know what I'm saying.
A little more than 20 seconds. I'm guilty, bro. I can't stay in my house. Like, I've clocked, like, it gets to the, like, me and my boyfriend will get to the stage in the week where it's like, well, one of us will just appear from nowhere in the other one's house and it's like,
I'm dead.
Pop-up time.
It's time. What you saying?
So you two, breaking the law.
Here's my thing. I know I don't have corona. I know no one in my house has corona. Legit, my transit is legit solo in the car to my destination and backwards. You know what I mean? So
this is what's killing me. Everybody's saying, I know I don't have the corona. You do know it can take up to 2 weeks to show your symptoms.
But if it's been 2 weeks already, I don't know how long.
Yeah, but it's been 3 weeks. No. It's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But within that small time, yeah, that you might have gone outside, you might have even touched your doorknob. Even how do you call them people? Mailmen, they're spitting on letters. So you could have opened the letter and contracted the virus. You people, you taking this thing as a joke, bro. It's not a joke.
I can't lie, we're all doomed.
Adama, listen, we will run mad if we don't if we don't and semi be like semi-normal, yeah, you're gonna go crazy.
I call it Adisa. Let this question.
No, you man talk. I'm just enjoying it. You get me? I'm a pretty.
I want to know what's up. What you been up to?
What you doing, my nigga? That's what I want to know.
He's quarantined with his bae right now, ain't he? He's lucky, bruv.
Yeah, but
niggas be getting it every day. What the
hell? Love Honey been emailing me bare, yeah, telling me to do this thing like midweek. Normally, Love Honey email me on a Saturday.
What's Love Honey?
Love Honey's the sex website, innit? Not the sex website. They sell like lingerie, toys, all of that. You know what I'm saying? The playground for adults.
So that means you have. I mean, you've been subscripted. You know, this is your team. Yeah. You've done that before. What did you buy from there? That's the question.
They got my details.
That's the question, my brother.
Yeah, why you want their newsletter?
But you're taking but I don't understand. You're taking a piss. Some people are not even having ordinary sex. You're having kinky sex all during your trade, bro.
Forget that.
What's going on? What's going on?
No, wait. Forget that. What did you purchase? Is the question I actually want.
Oh no, man, I can't.
Maybe.
Bro,
How about this?
No.
Items?
You're not deep in how unfair this is. People are not having ordinary condom sex. This guy's having extra.
What you say? You get discounts. What you say?
Yeah, you get 20% off, and then if you're shooting, you get
niggas having love honey sex. No, you're boying it.
The Tesco value, you got the Waitrose in it. You got the gourmet things. You know what I mean? Like bougie calves and all that. Then that's the upper echelons of the scale. You know what I'm saying?
He's even giving us English. It's
yeah. So it sounds so good. I don't even want to know. Like,
I didn't even know about love honey, but you know, I'm a...
yeah, get that, man.
Right, that
shit up. I've been waiting to put a bitch in her mouth.
How do you spell honey? Is it with an I or with a H? I mean, with an I or with a Y?
Why?
I'm done.
Do you guys reckon that this current generation could handle social distancing without social media?
No.
Without social media? Oh, no chance.
Dons will be writing letters to their babes.
I'm basically tying my sister to her bed. Like, keeping this girl home is a problem, right? It's difficult for them. I think if you without social media, with social media, calm, because that's all them lot were brought up on. But without it, they'll definitely crumble, 100%.
You know it is. We got a chance because before MSN, which is year 7, like we were out here. You know what I mean? Knock on your bedroom's door. We would do hide and seek, not down ginger, whatever you did, innit? So we were active before socials, before the MSNs, the Facebooks, the BBMs, all the where to tear, you know what I'm saying? But you're right, this generation, the new generation, they born with iPhones and Instas and Snaps and all that, you know what I mean? So they'll crumble. I think even some of our generation will crumble because they become so dependent upon it. Like,
it's not even by generation, it's every single person right now in the world is hooked to their phone. I was experiencing a little like internet issues, and I was just thinking, what if my like network provider decided to just not like give me
just not provide. Just not provide.
I'm outside on that day. Like as soon as they lock it off, I'm outside. I have to. Otherwise, what am I really gonna do, guys? You know, I think they isolate prisoners, and then like later on down the line, you find out that them prisoners ended up
they've got severe mental health issues. Yeah,
that's what will happen.
I think you get used to it after a while though, because the last time I didn't have a phone for ages was when I was on holiday, and for the first day or two, I couldn't function. I'm like, no Instagram posts, what's going on? Like, I'm on holiday. Literally, I felt like it was so bad that I felt like there was no point of me being on holiday because I couldn't show the rest of the world that I was on holiday. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's fucked, bruv. I'm thinking I can't even upload to my story. Like, what's the point of me being on this holiday? And I'm like, what a dead mentality. Like, you've got a beach right here, do you know what I mean? And I just started actually enjoying it. And I spent 5 weeks actually without a phone. And I swear it was so therapeutic. Nigga done added bare shit to my vocabulary. Like, I was reading hella books. Like, it was really, really good. So yeah, it takes a while to get used to, but if you do get used to it, it's therapeutic, man. Sorry, what did you say, Amma?
I'm cool about my phone. Like, I got my phone stolen one time and I didn't have a phone for a while. So that kind of took me out of the whole attachment to, you know, my phone and social media. In fact, I kind of despise Instagram. And like a lot of apps, I'm not really a fan. So for me, it's not that bad, but for the kids, there's no way. They'll be forced to talk to their mom, forced to talk to their siblings.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Trust me.
I think the plus side to this current crisis, I would say, is the fact that people are now left to actually be within them, just with themselves, like just them and the person that they see in the mirror, like them and the person they see in their house. Where most people, some people don't even know what their siblings are like. Some people don't even know what their parents are like because they're too busy at home, charge their phone, won't bounce, or at home, like get changed, won't bounce. Well, this current time,
other people's business, man.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Be busy in other people's business. I feel like that's what the world has been on right now. Like everyone's just in everyone else's business, and now it's like you have to focus on yours right now.
because you can be, because social media has allowed us to be in
Yeah.
business for so long. Yeah.
Is that
We're
house
just
party?
abusing it.
You just walk in, someone's talking, you can just walk in on combo.
Hella
Straight.
invasive.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no knock. But
That's me.
it's an open room right now. That's why everyone can just do what they want. You know what I mean?
That is my.
I think it's a good time though. I think it's a good time for those that like have been lacking like self-esteem. They can't. I mean, people that have been lacking like self-love and been needing some real like encouragement to like pursue who they really are and stuff. This is your time. Although they'll probably be confused on how to even get there, but boy, like yo, you got nothing.
I disagree. I actually not like creatives or anything, like the last part of what you said, but the first part of what you said, people that have issues with like their self-esteem. I think this is the worst time for them.
No, but
Can be, yeah.
Obviously, if you
no
choose,
escape.
it depends where you choose to go with this. Of course,
That's very true.
if I now decide to use this time to sulk, of course, you're finished. You'll definitely finish. But there is no way with the amount of hours that we're currently being given to deal with ourselves. Boy, I have to believe that we can only be positive because, probably, like for me, for example, I got a mirror right in front of my damn like bed. Look, when I wake up, that's the first thing I see is me, nigga. Like that's the first thing I see. Like so, you
When you're and that's what you see.
Like this is the perfect time to wake up and be like, wow, like what's up? What we're gonna do today? Let's be a bit more, positive. Let's try to do something new. Let's attempt something. You get what I'm saying?
Have that ability, Marco. Like that's actually your genetic makeup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like this period is gonna create a lot of depression because staying inside of a place
it's not good.
definitely has a huge like influence on your mental well-being.
Well,
that's one of the first signs of depression, like self-isolation.
Exactly.
Yeah. And a lot of people, when they are in those kind of states, they seek validation from outside parties. So, like a little thing like going outside and like having a guy in a white van honk his horn at you or whistle at you, that for the day, that's them validated. They're like, that's okay, I'm a hot king. Yeah, that's a win for them. I'm a painting, man knows, and they're going about their business. But when you're outside,
who's gonna honk their horn at you?
Exactly, who's honking inside?
That's what I'm saying. So this is the time that like you need to learn that you don't actually. I mean, for anybody, this is a quick like I say, scripture for anybody that's looking for some form of message. Is you don't need to seek validation. It's actually all there already. It's you, my nigga. Like you don't need. Like, of course, it sounds easy for those that can't, they're not able to. But like, yo, like you actually only need is you. Like once you learn how to love you, of course, I don't actually know how to do yoga and all that stuff. But if you give yourself, if you just sit down and if you actually just sit down and don't do jack shit for a minute,
YouTube,
and save your thoughts and attempt to just, welcome them and attempt at making them into positive thoughts, like then eventually because whatever you feed your mind, it actually grows. So if you feed negativity, that's always going to grow.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
100%.
I think most of the time is what you become as well. Definitely. That's why I implore people that don't really, anyone that is watching this that does deal with like mad depression or like self-esteem issues, I know that saying things to yourself every day, eventually you start to legit like channel into it and feel like, oh, you know what? Saying to yourself, I'm beautiful, saying to yourself, I'm strong, saying to yourself that, I can alone, definitely has a huge impact on just your life down the line. Like, if you keep telling yourself you can't, you're shit, that's who you become. So
definitely, it's the opposite of Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like, tell me I ain't shit all day long, and I'm gonna believe I ain't shit, and I'm gonna be bummy all day long. But tell me I'm beautiful, I'm ambitious, I'm rare-to-tear, then I'm going to believe that and I'm going to go out there and, do you know what I mean? So literally,
people should write post-it notes if they don't want to say it. Because me personally,
defo.
Yeah, like I get dead days as well. Everyone gets naturally dead days.
Everyone's got shit days, like.
Yeah, he's got to G yourself up, man. Like put on like some 50 Cent or something like hoodie on. You know what I mean? Some Eminem type ish or whatever. Just because I spend a lot of time on my own naturally in a normal day. You know what I mean? My day is alone. Every other hour I might see someone. So I'll be going cinema on my own. And at the first I thought, I love cinema on my own. That's dead. But that was like, oh, I need someone. And like, no, I don't need anyone to go to a film. So for the best part of last 2 years, I was just going cinema every other week, every other
We
day.
were talking about you in the last episode, weren't we, Marco? We were talking about people that...
about him in the last
That's
episode.
actually good, though. In my mind, I'm like, I could never do that. But, like,
it's so lit.
that's so admirable. That's actually
It's
so
proper.
admirable. That
Hey,
shows you're
I've done
so
it before,
comfortable.
and it's actually really cool. Like,
It's mad dope.
We'll tap into that another time, but that's real brave. That's real good of you, though. 100%. I'll give it to you. Hats off. I wouldn't really put up my hat because if I do, my head.
Yeah, my trim is dying.
A good trump card I got for you guys right now is a question. So, would you rather? It's really A or B. Would you rather have coronavirus or an STD?
STD. Wait.
No.
Hey.
I was going to say, I sound so fast.
Hey. I'm going.
Yeah, STDs and STIs are completely different. You know what I mean? There's a lot of questions I got to ask here. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I was going to say, the corona thing
If it's herpes, give me the corona.
Herpes,
give me the corona. Actually, do you know what? Yeah, in order for me to make my decision, I feel like I would have to have like a full health screening, because you know some people have underlying health issues that they don't even know about, bruv. So I'll have a full health screening. If I find that I ain't got shit, give me the STI or STD, whatever. But if I've got something, then no. If I've got something,
but the only reason I would say that I have to just choose the STD is because I know as of right now, Corona doesn't really have like an end game. Like we don't really know where this nigga's playing. Like we don't know.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
You contracting Corona legit means that you can't see your grandparents. You can't see anyone that you could potentially be.
But if you let's talk about something like herpes, because you're probably thinking straight to like chlamydia when you say STI.
That's not going.
Do you know what I mean? Herpes, that shit's not going. Huh?
But you can still shake someone's hand. You can still be like.
I'm not fussed about shaking people's hands. Like I'm actually not fussed. I'm not that fussed.
I don't even like people anyway.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like at least with Corona, I know, like, boom, it's either man's gonna die. Do you know what I mean? Either I'm gonna die or I'm gonna bounce back. With herpes, that shit's gonna carry on coming. Like you know, because obviously it's the same as a cold sore, right? So like, it could be winter time, a cold sore comes and herpes, boom, it's just there. So yeah, man, I think I'd rather have an STD.
Go with the STD for real.
I ain't going. No, I can't lie. The STD thing has too much stigma attached to it. There's no chance. It means you've been sloppy.
Yeah, that's true, you, bro. It's really up to you. That's it.
I gotta take Corona, man. I'm taking my chances.
You can't be around people with Corona, guys. With STDs, you can still try and live a fake normal life.
I think I've been around a dome with Corona and I beat it, but I think real talk. I've been around people. I have to.
It's all coming out now. Niggas got Corona.
That's how I've got to the studio now. You now start confessing mid podcast.
I thought I heard a few coughs in this chat. Like, what's going on?
My head is hot, blood. Shit.
Prior to the current pandemic, right? What was your favorite?
Wait, Marco, what's your answer? Right, you want to move on. You want to move on. I know these are going to choose STD.
Man said you're going to choose it.
A cheeky little chlamydia never hurt nobody, eh?
Fucking no. Pop a couple paracetamol, you're good, whoever it is.
You know.
Cheeky little chlamydia, it's all right, you know.
Oh, for real.
No,
nobody. Because, you know, I might die at the end of Corona, bro. I don't need that, fam. I want to carry on living, fam. I need to.
If you don't die, you're going to kill someone. Nah, I don't need that on my head. I don't need that on my head.
That's actually a lot of pressure. That's true. I forgot about yeah, that's very true.
That's going to be a GCSE question in about 10 years, man.
Nice. So,
and explain why. That's what you're going to say.
Explain why. The reasons.
Critically.
Yeah. Facts. That's actually going to be a GCSE question.
What was your favourite day of the week prior to the current pandemic? Like, what was your
Thursday.
Thursday.
Sunday.
I like Monday too.
Because Thursday is the new Friday, am I right?
Yeah,
right.
Well, I don't know. For me, it varies. When I'm in London, my favourite day of the week is a Saturday. But when I was in China, my favourite day of the week was a Wednesday.
Okay.
Well, used to go down on a Wednesday.
Sure.
Karaoke, right?
Karaoke was it?
I know this Chinese, them, they love a messy.
They love a cheeky karaoke. That was my hey, listen, I'm so happy you said that. That was actually my life, especially where I lived. It was like, it was quite. Wait, you lived in China?
I didn't live in China. I've been to China. I stayed there for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Now especially where I live, it's really rural, so we didn't have any bars, any clubs. KTV was the spot, but no. Wednesdays, why it was my favorite day in China was because sorry.
That pause. There's some juice in that pause, you know. That pause had mad juice.
Wrong Ryan hey, no, wait, hold your foot, man, dirty.
Yo, I like Mondays, you know. I like Monday.
This nigga's a good. Hey, this is
such a wild card.
Nah, he's a good you, bruv. He likes working, bruv. Nigga wakes up at 5. He likes Mondays.
See, Monday is a sweet day. It's just got mad energy.
He wakes up like. Let me go on about my day. Let me go brush my teeth. Shit.
Mad Jew, it's mad Jew. There's mad vibes on a Monday, bro.
He probably plays a fucking song and shit. Starts dancing.
But you got it right. You got it down to a T. That's how it is.
You know when your alarm hasn't gone off and you're worried because you're thinking you overslept. You're probably just like that on a casual. Like you're just like, why am I sleeping so much?
He wakes
probably wake up at 3 p.m.
He beats his alarm every day.
He beats his alarm like, hey.
Yeah. He definitely beats it every day. Yeah.
Definitely beats his alarm. Like, hey,
the alarm works fast, but he works faster. Yeah. Yeah, he works harder than the alarm. Yeah. Yeah.
Snooze. You ain't gonna get me.
I've never used a snooze button though. That snooze button's the devil, I heard, bro. People be missing their.
Wait, hold on. What was different in your upbringing than mine? Why are you like this?
You know what it is? Yeah. My mum's Caribbean, innit? And she just sings. She's up early as well. And I'm talking, I could done a mad long shift and she'll be up the next morning, 6, 7, and music's playing every day.
Wow.
Classical midweek, and then Saturday's like the reggae revival thing, and then Sundays like.
Alright, you had me at classical. Y'all are listening to classical music in your house. That's exactly why you are who you are now.
Honestly, that is such a great upbringing. Yeah, no, that's actually facts.
I've got some conspiracies to run through, and I just want you guys' intake. I'm gonna run through a couple of them. You don't have to, of course, go like hold it for too long. Like whether you agree or disagree, it's on you. But the first conspiracy is Disney Plus released Corona in time for its launch. People do actually believe this, and I got this from, of course, the internet.
Believe in that.
The second
people need to relax. They actually don't get paid enough.
That was impeccable timing, though.
There's conspiracies that I've heard, that I'm like, but Disney fucking Plus, like, I beg you.
There's only one I've heard that I'm like, but go on, carry on, Marco. We'll get to that.
No, we'll get to the one, the most common one, we'll get to at the end. But another one is Corona arrives from space, kicking off the coronavirus conspiracies. Basically, Corona arrived from a fireball from space that burned up in China last October. But currently, there has been no reports of any meteors found here. So
can I just shut that down ASAP? I'll shut it down ASAP. There's people that have self-cured from the corona, as they do as other viruses. Hello.
I can't see anyone. Shook.
Sorry, the fact that people have self-cured from it, like other viruses, because your immune system can actually fight other viruses off, right? If it was something extra, what's the word? Extraterrestrial. If it was from another place, wouldn't be able to even, our immune system wouldn't even know what it was to even begin to fight it off. So that one is.
But they say there's life on other planets, isn't it? Like similar to our own in Earth. I can't remember what it's called though.
Yeah, but it's one of those things,
I feel like we shouldn't even give this one the time of day.
That was dead.
Next.
Next one is a psychic predicted Corona back in 2008, but with that one, it was nonsense because the woman called Sylvia Brown, Kim Kardashian posted her in a text that predicted it. But then I found
get rid of her. I can't stand that woman.
Yeah, I found another book actually from a guy called. Oh, did I get the even guy's book's name again?
George Orwell.
No, a guy called Dean Koontz in 1981 actually had on his own book called The Eyes of Darkness. He already had a pandemic written down.
Oh yeah. That thing. Yeah, in 2020 it'll be a pandemic. Yeah, that thing.
The next conspiracy
is that he predicted the like that we would
a pandemic will be in 2020, innit?
Yeah, not corona exactly, but just a pandemic.
Yeah, I've read that.
That happens now. We could say another pandemic's going to break out. We could just throw another random number.
Is what I'm saying.
A random year, because
people say things, and then if it bangs, cool. If it don't, then you just keep it moving. Like 2012 world ending.
How many other people have said shit that never manifested, and then we just don't remember who?
Man, I said I was gonna be a millionaire.
And you have to remember, we have different types of flus and viruses practically every year, right? The swine flu always comes back. The bird flu always comes back. The this, the that. All of these flus are essentially the same flu. They just mutate into different forms, right? So it is easy to predict. Practically every single year, we're going to have a different type of flu, a different type of pneumonia, whatever. Give me a break, man.
The next two conspiracies are quite funny. They got one, a conspiracy that cocaine protects against COVID-19, but we all know who made that one up.
I can't afford that, though.
Drinking cow urine also protects against COVID-19. Up in India, over 200 people amassed to drink cow urine whilst posing next to a...
The cow's milk wasn't enough. They went to cow's urine.
I was gonna say.
These men are mad.
Oh, and this is my favorite one. COVID-19 is a marketing scheme by hand sanitizers companies.
Okay, cool.
No one's doing things about hand sanitizers. Not even that good. It's not even that effective. Bro, no one can win. Like there's
one is hilarious.
No one can win. That's the issue. Can I say what I said earlier? When I said, there's been bare conspiracies that I've heard and I haven't really believed in any of them. The last one, what you said, was partially what I believed in, because basically, essentially, long story short, what this conspiracy predicted was that China planted this virus for financial gain, because obviously initially they lost out on mad, profits, whatever, because it was in China, right? And then as it's eventually grown and gone over to all these other countries, China's not, because, we get everything from China. China's now supplying everything in terms of protective gear, whatever, sanitizers, So now they're exporting tons, millions and millions that they had previously probably wouldn't have been that much. So it's like people are saying that they're trying to regain, their
I feel like
economic power.
China is an economy that will always thrive, because
this is what I'm saying. It's an economy that will always thrive. So it's like you didn't even need to do that.
That's why I can't really take that.
Yeah, but you can't really fuck with them.
Yeah, but you see, if you do that, what you do get is social cleansing, because hella people are dying. So the world, you get rid of a few waste.
Yeah, that's the whole balance thing that Thanos was talking about, literally.
But listen, like China's been social cleansing for time. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, I mean the world. The world.
They've been wearing the mask. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair.
I mean the world, not just them.
There's so much happening that people are dying every day. Like this.
True,
do
man.
we need that?
I feel like we could talk more on the route of population control. Like I feel like that's what.
Yeah, population control. That's exactly what it is.
Because they have been doing this population control from time. They are so over capacity. They can't really afford for like more people to be born. Now that they've lifted the whole one child thing, now they're really going crazy. And I think that's how it started. If this population control is a real thing, I think that's why it was introduced, and then maybe mistakenly it now leaked into other places in the world, which maybe they didn't really plan for. But
are you talking population control only within China?
Yeah, I feel like that's where it started. I feel like it was only meant for them, and then it leaked.
In regards to that, if it was only population control, I would say that they would have released it at a different date, because Chinese New Year, which is when it broke out, right? That is essentially a month of like Christmas Day in England. Like, no one stays in China. Like, it's a ghost town. Everyone travels.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have introduced such a, you know, detrimental virus at such a peak time, because they would have known that it wouldn't have even stayed in China, because all the people that they would have infected within China would have been traveling anyway, especially in such a big city like Wuhan. Like, the population is so high, and they know for a fact everybody would have been traveling in the Chinese New Year. No one stays there. Only only the poor people stay in China because they can't afford to travel, right? So other people might travel to other parts in China, but the majority of the people that have got money, they travel elsewhere. So they wouldn't have released it at a time like Chinese New Year, because they would have known for a fact no one's even in China for them to be affected by this. Like, everyone's going out.
If you look at the timeline of this whole thing, when it came out, China was the only one that had it for a while. And then it was
December.
Hearing through the grapevine. You were now hearing through the grapevine that, oh shit, now it's in XYZ country, now it's here. And it slowly started to kind of leave the country. I don't know what Chinese
No,
New
because
Year
the first case was found, I believe. Sorry, I was really sorry. I believe the first case that that doctor that passed away, and he was like a whistleblower or whatever. The first case he found was on the 15th of December. People are going to come for me. I believe it was on the 15th of December, right? And Chinese New Year started from I broke up from school from the 10th of January. So that's what, like 3 weeks or so? It's basically, not a lot of... Yeah, exactly. Basically a month. And bearing in mind the symptoms take 2 weeks to show, right? So that guy would have probably... The one person that had it would have only been like just confirmed that, yeah, he's got the coronavirus or whatever. So I still think the time would have been too peak. Like, they would have done it probably just... If it was population control, they would have done it on the 14th of December after then, because everybody would have been back in China by the 14th of December, because that's when life began back in China. Like, everyone went back to school, whatever, so if it was that, people would have started after then, and then whatever. I genuinely don't think, it doesn't make sense.
BBC Panorama are gonna grab you.
Facts.
Yeah, don't let them grab me. I just don't think so. It's the timing doesn't make sense. Like I said, if they were to have released a virus like this, such a harmful virus at that, they would have done it after February, sorry.
The last conspiracy is, of course, the most famous one right now is, in fact, that
get me lit. Sorry,
our brains. And of course, with this whole 5G radioactive thing, the waves are fucking us up, killing the birds, X, Y, and Z.
I'm not gonna lie, I've had a headache for like 1 week, bruv.
But the only thing I'll say of that is that these polls have been up, not just now. They've been up from last year. They've
been there for a while.
No one's recognized it because no one's actually taken the time to actually even notice or whatever. But the only thing I'll say of that is, everybody's making it, of course, because something common that everybody knows, so everyone is adding to it, and everyone's sponging and going, yeah. But if right now, for example, like, let's say have you lot seen the £20 notes conspiracy everyone's doing? That the £20 note has got a tower on it, so it means that the tower is the 5G radiation. The signs have always been there in front of our eyes, but it's like
Hey, you do that promo. I see you. You lifted up the phone screen and the logos on it.
Subliminal.
Whenever you do that, it changes. Oh, it didn't change now, but whatever. Look,
she keep it a promo. Reasons to podcast, baby. You know the vibe.
But yeah, so obviously, like, if I now show you something, like, let's say whatever, like, if I show you like a pound coin, and the pound coin, let's say if one of the faces on the pound coin had like a mask, people will be like, oh, we were supposed to have been wearing masks. The message has been there from time. We wasn't too busy trying to see the message before. And that's what people have been doing with all this whole 5G thing. Like, everyone's saying, it's this and it's that. But really, it was already around before it became a problem. But then, because
Marco, you see where that is? I listened to some podcasts like last year to do with male self-confidence, innit? But long story short, that's what labels to meaning is, isn't it? So, if you buy a new whip, you start seeing your whip everywhere. Really, the car's always been there, but now you have a label to the meaning. So this thing, 5G's always been there. but we've had no reason to talk about it. But now that
that's a very good point.
Exactly.
We're labeling everything.
I wish I could have worded it like that. It's literally that.
Yeah.
It's literally that. So I just obviously like I honestly feel like that a conspiracy is always nice, you know, because it's obviously people just, you know, they're expanding their minds and they're taking it further and whatever. But
yeah, it gives you hope.
I honestly just think that it's actually just a pandemic. It's really just a virus. It really just.
Wait, let me add one conspiracy that I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard. Yeah. The government have put us in our houses because they need to change all the batteries of the pigeons.
Oh, I saw that one.
Wait, all the what? No, wait. Finish the sentence. All the batteries of the pigeons.
Pigeons. Now let me put it to you like this: have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Yes, what they said, innit?
Oh my God! I've never seen a baby pigeon.
I'm scared of pigeons, so fuck all of them.
Fucking sugar pigeons. I don't fuck with no pigeons.
Yo, I've never seen a baby pigeon.
They're clapped though. I saw it on Google Images. Dead things, dead.
No.
That's what I'm barreled.
No, I wish you never posed that question to me.
Now your brain's working. Panorama, here I come.
And it's not even like pigeons are farm animals where I would say, yo.
I don't know, looking out the window now, like.
Where's the baby pigeon? Where's the baby pigeon?
Hey, where they grow at? Where they grow at? Where they nest?
Where they grow at?
No clue.
I've never seen a pigeon nest.
No clue, bro. I ain't trying to see a pigeon nest. Like, God forbid. Ew.
Can I just? Okay, no, let me not say that. That's too much.
No, go on.
No, that's too much. Okay, can I just say, yeah, that just shows how easily influenced fucking humanity is. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, the fact that we all was all just like, oh, da.
That's why we're in the house.
House, and we're listening. But at the same time, because like the reason why we're struggling to actually stay in the house is because we're a generation of people who do not listen. Like, if this was the older generation, they would have stayed in the house easily. But this generation, you can tell us what to do.
You are one of them, so you should shut up.
Sometimes we're sneaking out to get.
Sometimes we're sneaking out to get quarantine sesh.
Yeah.
No.
Can I just
out? No way.
Sorry, what did you say, Amma?
Summertime, as soon as the sun is out, there's absolutely no way. Like
no behavior. Everyone's out.
No behavior.
Sorry.
I'm moving like
an orphan in these
streets.
Girl said an orphan.
I'm gonna move like an orphan. No behavior, no parents.
That's hilarious. But hey, you know what? I don't even know what the timing is, but I got to do this one last thing before I wrap it up. Tomorrow.
Wrap it up. Oh shit! It's been an hour already.
Trying to stay.
I don't know what the time is.
I'm trying to stay. I'm having fun.
This went to the limit that I needed to go. I feel like all the content I wanted has been wrapped up, but the one last thing I need to go and do is I need to shout. Fucking Swingers has got a song coming out on Saturday on the 4th. Hopefully I release this tomorrow, which is what I plan to.
Yeah. I need the money, the moon, yeah. That kind of the goose, the moon clear, yeah. Now the bitch is screaming, ooh, yeah. Yeah. I need the money, the moon, yeah. That kind of the goose, the moon clear, yeah. Now the bitch is screaming, ooh, yeah. Look at the traffic.
come on.
Hey, I can't really vibe, so I'm just gonna fake vibe.
Look at the traffic.
I'm not gonna lie.
Tomorrow on the 4th. Hopefully this lands at the same time. So if you watch this, make sure you tune in to Link Up TV or GRM Daily, Big Swings, Daily Own, Moon Yeah. It's gonna be a fucking shutdown. I've been excited for this song, and I will be having him on the Reasons 2 podcast at some point when the pandemic's over.
Jeez.
All right, we look forward to that. Absolutely.
You know, other than that, thank you for coming through, guys. I appreciate that.
Reasons to podcast, baby. You know the vibe.
Physical later. Boom. Finish my juice and shit. You know, I hope your Ribena went down nice, Adama.
Do we have to wrap up now?
Guys, listen, it's Friday.
If
anyone wants
It's
to have
Friday, bitch.
Party, we could always have a party. I think one of my friends is having like an Instagram party later on today.
I'm dead.
Wait. Before actually, no.
Content radio.
Before I actually finish, Quarantine. Quarantine. Hey.
I'll see you later on quarantine, yeah? Say less.
Wait, what do you like? Wait, hold on. That debate, yeah? Can we just, one more thing. That debate, yeah? On London, UK girls versus American girls. Have UK girls actually proved themselves right and like twerked on those?
No, yesterday. It was yesterday. It was last night. But this is the thing, yeah? Americans, they like that outlandish kind of behavior, innit? The UK is not set up like that. King's like, yeah,
no, do you know what it is? We're first and second generation immigrants. We ain't set up like that. We ain't.
Yeah, you're right. But in the UK, like, you know, you've been to house parties, you walk in, everyone's on their phone. Most people are just looking vexed. America, you go in a party, they're just drinking beer from kegs. They're doing a bad thing.
Sorry, can I just say, yeah, it's beyond that though. I feel like
okay.
just upbringing. Like I said, we're first and generation immigrants here, right? First and second generation immigrants here in the UK, right? Them Americans there, they've been there from way back. Like they're American. You know what I'm trying to say? So like with us, we're still very weary. We're still very, you know, cautious of how people are going to think about what people are going to think about us. Our grandparents, our parents, our uncles, aunties, They don't. I feel like they're a lot more. They're basically all
they're just more free. They don't care, bro. That's the difference. You know, it's
they're free because they've got. There is like with us, us first generation immigrants, we are the blueprint. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? We haven't. We're yet to, you know, put out in place what is scatty and what is not. What is acceptable.
I know what you're saying. Do you
get what I'm trying to say?
You know, as well as that, as well. Yeah, you're right. But even on a peer-to-peer level, they encourage mad behavior. So if my boys just jumped off a roof, fuck it, I'm gonna jump off the roof blindfolded and try to land on my head, and they'll egg that on. Whereas in the UK, it's like, raw, he did a mad thing, and he whisper about it behind his back. You wouldn't really egg him on and say, you're sick. But out there, that's the normal. So I feel like and then
the scale of America compared to here, it's a completely different.
Yeah, it's a bigger place.
They get away with
huge.
I'm telling you, like Americans do some nasty shit. It goes on the internet and it just goes viral. Whereas if you do some nasty shit here, it will go viral. But trust me, it's like 100 people that's in private.
It's true.
We'll rather be ratchet in private because we know that.
Exactly.
Come on,
there you go.
Let me tell you something. In private, it goes.
We nasty.
You nasty in private.
Don't do the madness.
In private, the real people that come from other countries, they know. That's why when women from other countries see a man from London, they know what we're about. Because
but that goes back to what I was. Sorry, that goes back to what I was trying to say. Because like, because like, for the public, for us as Africans, Caribbeans, whatever, that's not. Okay, maybe let me not speak of Caribbean. Let me speak of Africa. For us, that's not the norm. It's not the norm for you to be shaking your batty for man them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, whereas these Americans, who knows? Their parents could have been video vixens. Their aunties could have been video vixens.
Within ourselves, like the way you just said that. Let me not speak for a Caribbean. It's because that in their community, some things are like you get passes for doing them kind of things. You know?
Yeah.
The whole of Carnival is a pass.
Exactly. You could be slutty, you can be scatty, you could do. You know what I mean? But it doesn't. No one's gonna judge you. No one's gonna be like.
But you know what it is? You see with Carnival compared to, for example, like a carnival, I've been bare carnivals. And for me, it's not scatty purely because there's a meaning behind it all. There's a cultural meaning, and there's
for you, that's your culture,
Get away with a lot at Carnival.
Whereas strip club culture, I don't understand the importance of it because I've never been in a strip club, innit? But obviously you've seen enough on internet. So for them, just taking their ting down and back on internet or whatever, what's the difference to them? Where us, we're like, raw. So when you got the UK babes doing her thing, and by the way, I was with my boy yesterday, and her followers went up by 1,000 in 1 minute. As soon as she come off it, went up. Her thing's blown, like, gone. She might die again, but for now, it's up. She's thinking, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing that for Dons. I'm doing that for Dons in the council estate or Dons, my man, wherever, and he ain't got shit. Tory Lanez, I might get a young little feature on a, you know what I'm saying, on a little track somewhere, get a little paycheck for it. So for her, she's like, raw, but us as UK lot, we like to see it and not participate. You know what I'm saying? But we want to get involved, really. But we're thinking, raw, what if my boy sees that or my girl, and then and then, bro, it all comes out. But in America, it's like,
it's too small here. Everybody,
yeah, that's another reason. It's very small.
Yeah, it's too small. Everyone knows each other, and everyone's too busy worrying about what they look like in someone else's eyes. But if you work on yourself, which is what I'm aiming to, my end goal is to not actually give a flying fuck, no matter what.
I gave my fucks away 3 years ago.
Other than that, wrap this up. Reasons 2 podcast, quarantine special, isolation special. We got Am in the building. We got Adam in the building. We got Adisa in the building. Plus M.